Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the GR Corolla. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Brent Brown Toyota here in Orem, Utah for me some time with this car. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 1.6 liter 3-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed manual transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 300 horsepower and then 273 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see how it's kind of raised there in the center a little bit. And then popping down below, we've got the Corolla's really cool headlight design. And then we do have fog lights down below. We've got the GR badge there, and look how aggressive and open this front end is. And so when you put it all together, it looks so cool. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235, 40, 18 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels completely blacked out, I think that looks really sharp. And then you guys can see that the brake caliper is also darker in coloration. We've got our venting here on the side with the GR badge. And then when we take a few steps back, you guys can see the side profile here with the wide body kit and everything. Again, it looks a lot more aggressive than a regular Corolla. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got the Toyota logo, and then you can see the GR logo there on the back as well. And popping into the hatch area, you guys can see cargo cover built in from the factory. And again, it's a smaller car, but still has a decent amount of storage space. Again, it's the benefit of doing a hatchback. And when you're all done, just plop. Now take a look at the taillights. You guys can see here with the sharp design, and then notice GR down below. And then we've got the 3 exhaust tips, 1 exhaust tip per cylinder is the joke everyone makes. But wrapping things up, what do you guys think about the looks here on this more baseline GR Corolla? Now popping inside, we've got some padding here on the armrest, and yeah, pretty normal Corolla stuff overall. And then you guys can see the seats here, cloth. They got 2 different textures, like softer on the outside and then kind of rougher on the center. Legroom in the back, I mean, I fit. It's not the biggest, but I fit. We have some charging ports here for the rear passengers as well. And then headroom, it's decent. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see padding down below, and then we've got all of our window controls here, mirror adjustments, and then the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Got our GR logo there at the top, and then you guys can see bucket type seats up front, manual adjustments there, and then really nice looking pedals here for the manual transmission. And then you guys can see the heated steering wheel button, and then this is your auto rev match function, and the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, it's kind of like a smaller diameter, nice soft touch trim all around. But notice we actually have some practical stuff. So we have our adaptive cruise control, lane keep, assist, we got our volume voice command controls, GR logo there at the bottom, and then regular stocks here on the back as well. And then here in the center gauge clutch, you guys can see fully digital. Notice we have the all-wheel drive split pulled up, which is pretty fun. And we do have some different drive modes that we can go through. Sport, obviously, is the mode that probably a lot of you are going to be driving this car in. But on top of that, we have some stuff for the all-wheel drive system. So we have the track setup. You guys can see there, GR4 track setup. And then you have the rear, and then you guys can see you've got the front setup. So your daily driver setup is going to be, front wheel based. But it's cool that you can customize the drive modes and the all-wheel drive system. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera resolution on it. I mean, it's pretty okay. As for the rest of the infotainment system, we got a shortcut bar here on the side. Responds pretty well. This is Toyota's newer unit. I think it's pretty easy to use. Analog volume control, which is nice. And by the way, behind it, it's actually soft touch on the dash, which I think is impressive. Also down here is more soft touch trim, so it makes you feel a little bit more high quality. We do have a single zone climate system here in the GR, and then you can see down below heated seats. We've got a wireless phone charging pad as well. The camera doesn't want to focus because of the lighting. Drive mode select with our stability control. Shifter for that 6-speed manual transmission. And then you guys can see the driveline select right behind that. Got our parking brake right here, some cup holders, and a little bit of storage. And then speaking of storage, there's the glove box. And then last but not least, no center for anything like that, but we do have a manual mirror dimmer. So here's a quick look at the window sticker. Again, this is a core version. You guys can see the standard equipment, and then we do have a few options on this particular one, tech package, for example. This doesn't have the limited slip differentials though. Anyways, $38,554 is the total MSRP, and let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off. And this is an interesting GR Corolla because this doesn't have the limited slip differential. So it'll be interesting to see how this drives. This will be the, I suppose, what you could call the true daily driver GR, right? This one's not, I mean, it still has 300 horsepower, so it's still a performance hatchback, but it's the least performance version of the GR. So it'll be interesting. First off, one of the easiest manual transmission cars to drive. Just with the clutch actuation, it's just, yeah, it's really easy. I think I'm in the, yeah, so I'm in the front wheel drive biased setting. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Love the shifter on the GR. Big fan of that. I'm gonna pop it right into sport mode, to be honest. Yeah, let's do that. Steering's good too. Even in this version without the limited slip differentials, it still has a good feel to it. I know people are gonna be like, what does limited slip differentials have to do with steering? But you know, how the car actually rockets out of the corners and everything, like you can feel, I mean, at least I can feel difference. But anyways, it's, you know, definitely a little bit on the bumpier side of things with the ride quality. It's a smaller car, so you kind of expect that, and again, more sport tuned, so not a luxury car, right? Not a luxury car, but that's not what this is going for. I think the IMT, yeah, so I have the IMT off, but now I have it on. See how that kind of feels difference-wise. Yeah, but overall, I mean, I think it, as a daily driver, again, mixing performance to daily drivability, I think it does a pretty good job. Oh yeah, the IMT does a lot better of a job than I do, just to be honest. Yeah, just to be honest. So I'm gonna pop it into the rear wheel drive biased setting. And it's got such a deep tone to it. That's where it gets fun, when you have it in the 30-70 split, where it's sending more power, and you guys can see in the chart there, where it's sending more power to the rear. Here, I'll slow down here and downshift a little bit so you guys can see. It still will send a lot to the front, but it's more rear biased, and it feels good. I like it. So yeah, the GR is still a really fun car. It's not as luxury as like the Civic Type R and the Integra Type S, but it's also a lot less expensive than both of those options. So that makes sense, right? But if you want basically a hot hatchback that leans more towards the performance side rather than the luxury side, that's where the GR comes in. And you know, no limited slip differentials, honestly, it still handles great, still drives great. So like, do you need them? I mean, I think it's always a cool thing to have because it gives you more confidence, and I think limited slip differentials do provide a better driving experience overall. But you know, it's not a necessity. But let me know your thoughts on the GR Corolla, and let me know your thoughts on the GR Corolla without the limited slip differential.